Every morning I talk, how high can I go? Rolling up with the thing.
Where Academic at in this motherfucker?
What up, Ack?
What up, Act? First of all, I want to say I appreciate you, Act, for even telling Mustard to send Kendrick that beat. Without you directed Mustard to send Kendrick Lamar that beat, we would have never got this hit.
Wait.
For that.
What the fuck I do?
Appreciate
What
that,
do you
Ack.
mean, bro? You the one told Mustard to send Kendrick the beat, not like us beat.
Hell nah.
What are you talking about? You the one. Act, what's going on?
Man,
I
what
see
is
you
going
finally woke up too, because I've been saying for a while that pre-Drake what the numbers was.
Yo, first and foremost, I just want to say what up to everybody in Clubhouse. Yo, Wack, I owed you about like 2 or 3 appearances on Clubhouse, so I'm glad I'm on here now. But yeah, nah, man. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I didn't even think that Kendrick was gonna be in that bag, man. I thought Kendrick was just gonna rap us to sleep, man. I seen Euphoria was like 9 minutes. I'm like, yes, good. He think he gained. That's what I'm thinking.
What did I tell you, Act? I said, Act, Drake is up right now to me, but Kendrick gonna out-rap the nigga. I told you that. I said right now.
Yeah, but
and
hold on though. Listen, we all know. To me, you know, one of my favorite artists. You manage him like the game when it comes to like battling. He one of them guys, right? But
Yeah.
he's one of them guys who's relentless. He gonna drop 15,000 bars this and third. So when I heard Euphoria, I'm like, all right. So Kendrick is gonna go to I'ma just rap. Drake about to just kind of, you know what I mean? He's just kind of gonna take the hits and he gonna hit him with the back to back. We all know that's the exit strategy for Drake all the time. So I don't think that Kendrick gonna beat him to his own punch. Like, that's his own special move. You know what I mean? So if it was just all rapping, I imagine Kendrick was gonna make a lot of points. I did say though, with Kendrick, I said, I think I blamed this whole battle on Meek Mill. He fucked it up. I think he was such an easy win that he conditioned Drake to think that every artist was stupid. Every artist you could just, you know what I mean, rope a dope and kind of just hit him over the head with the hit and just kind of like clown him out on social media. And I think we realized, I mean, Pusha T was definitely a formidable opponent, but Kendrick was a whole nother level in terms of he's a strategist and a cerebral assassin. You got to give him that. So, you know, I blame all this on Meek Mill, man. If that nigga was in that damn
Act, what day did Rick Ross get rushed up in Canada? I'm trying to find his content. What day was that?
I think Canada Day was like the 3rd, so maybe the 2nd.
The 2nd? Nah, that was June, wasn't it? That was July?
I don't know. Hold on. It's the day before Canada Day, because, you know, Drake was like pretty much celebrating the day after.
Yeah, what date?
I'm trying to figure out when it's Canada Day right now. Yeah, no, it's the 30th. It's the 30th. June 30th.
Oh, here we go. I got the content. Who we got in here with audio? Bang?
Yeah, we got Bang here.
We Bang.
All right. Bang. Yeah. All right. This is the content. I waited. You know, I'm biased sometimes. So fuck it. Act on the flow. We gonna play the content for the first time. I've been holding this shit for 5-6 days. This is the dude that put the drums on Ross.
Wait, you got the dude with the audio?
You know, I've been at the audio.
Yo, Wack. Hey, sometimes I'm impressed by you because I'm like, there's certain times where I'm like, yo, I'm like the biggest media personality in the world, and even I can't get certain shit. And then you'll be like, y'all got it. I'm like, how the fuck?
I've been on the audio. Bang. Let us know when you got that queued up. So we gonna listen. We on the 100 side of Sleepers in LA. I got my brother, you know, the only guy I like going out to places with because his cranium is bigger than mine. You know what I'm saying? I got a big head, but when I'm with Act, my shit is average size.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless.
That's
by the way,
fact.
no, we got to change that. We got to
Act,
change
your
that.
Your head bigger than mine, Act.
No. Used to be. First of all, I've been losing
what
some
you
weight.
Mean? Your head shrunk?
No jumper recently. I seen you on No Jumper. Your head is getting bigger.
Your head shrunk? Nah, Act, fuck all that.
I really think I think your queen R&B is, you know what I mean, chefing up a little bit too many meals for you, man. Your head
Yeah,
is
I
getting
know
bigger.
she did. I'm on water
Too many days.
diets and shit now. I gotta get right. I think she trying to line me up that only she want me. I can't let her do that. And she run around this motherfucker looking like she's a freshman in college around this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? But we in here with academics, none other, DJ Akademiks, the motherfucking infamous, the only one like him. Yo, Wack, you know, a couple months ago, few of these people thought they was trying to take you down, Ack. I told them you can't take Ack down. It ain't gonna happen. You can't beat Ack with a lie. And the motherfucker's extremely smart. He only showed about half of what he is, because half the time he up there clowning. Now, if you really want to see Act, go back to when he ran that shit on Rest in Peace Takeoff. Now, see, that's the Act in his bag, right? You was in your bag that day.
Yeah.
But then we saw the hater Act. You hated a little bit on Kendrick Act.
You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you was.
Hold on. Listen.
The
I'm in
world
Clubhouse
did
Court right
Act.
now. I'm in Clubhouse Court.
25
Y'all gotta
million
present the
views.
facts.
Look, no, 30 million views in 2 days, and everybody didn't say nothing about it on that video Act. If that would have been vice versa, motherfuckers would have been celebrating. All the blogs would have been reporting it. They would have been breaking down slide by slide what he put in it, what he didn't put in it. Everybody seen the owl content. Putting the owl in check, beating them to Polverines with the pinata. Then they seen him put the owl in Kendrick's hand. The owl was humble and calm, wasn't trying to get away. And the next thing you know, Kendrick places the owl in the cage. Nobody reported on that Act, not even you.
Well, I didn't do as well. I mean, I posted some stuff to Instagram. I did a whole deep dive breakdown on like my live stream. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I really ever hate on Kendrick. Y'all could present the facts later or after this, but I do believe that, you know, pretty much this is like post battle at this point. You know, this is a victory lap seemingly for him. I do have to say I do respect him way more. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's like this infamous clip where I forgot what record he was just like, I'm smoking on your top 5. And I thought he was taking shots at Drake then. And I'm like, yo, who this nigga talking to? You better be specific, because my top 5 is Drake. I don't know what this
Let me
talking.
ask you a question. They've been asking me this. Couple months ago, about a month ago, I said one thing. Now I'm saying another. Right now, what do you think Drake's next move should be? A month ago, I said he should grab an artist, start working with him in the studio, let that be seen, because the only place an artist could go on the side of Drake is up, even if it's moving slower than usual, right? And then I would, fourth quarter, I would probably drop something for the ladies or do some crossover Latin or so on and so forth. I would stay away from thinking I'm putting out something to come back at Kendrick. But now that Sexy Red didn't drop and the numbers wasn't so good, right? I don't know if he like kind of missed that opportunity to use that as, you know, the threshold. So what do you think, you know, Drake should do right now? I think completely falling back, going quiet for a year is no. That's not the way to go. But what you think?
And I did already too.
I say 2
what you
months.
think?
I say 2 months. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the record, you know, you have to remember, was it maybe early May? Maybe early May, the whole thing with Not Like Us was dropped, right? Maybe like May 4th or whatever. I didn't think the record was gonna still be peaking at this point. I think it might have been dying down a bit. We all know how records go. Even if a record hit number 1, depending on how the life of it, and also it's a summer. Like artists, like Wack, you know, artists is in the studio. February, they're meeting up with their labels. They're like, yo, we're trying to get the song of the summer. People outside, we want to shit for the parties, this and third. I thought it would probably be eclipsed by another song. And me personally, you can't fight the internet. So when the internet is saying, nigga, you lost, or they're having a moment celebrating, quote unquote, you losing, you just can't fight it. I think Drake might have a smash in the tuck, but dropping it right now, it just ain't gonna work. So you gotta wait it out. So I had thought around now, all right, man, this shit gonna be like dying down. That's not happening. Not right now. So I think you gotta wait 2 more months. I was saying, so back in May, I was saying July. Now I'm saying come September. He can't wait a year. Definitely not a year. Drake's not an
No, he
artist.
can't do that.
I also looked at it today. Drake only got one song on the Billboard Hot 100. I don't know when that's the last time, and it's only the song with him and Sexy Red. You know, he don't have no other song, and Kendrick still got two, which is obviously not like us in Euphoria. So you know, he's been kind of quiet, but yo, he gotta wait this shit out, man. Now this is my
You don't think he should make any other business moves that maybe has nothing to do with music, but just be impactful? You know what I mean? With the entertainment industry, I think he need to do something, bro. Something. I don't know
I think
what.
only music can save him. So this is what I believe he should do, and I think Kendrick did an amazing job of trying to put him in a box. Literally, how like you see, put the owl in the cage or whatever, but also try to like. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I say Kendrick is a smart nigga. Like when he started out by saying his superpowers been neutralized. There's a few things that Drake usually do really well. He always do these things really well that Kendrick called out so crazy that as soon as Drake does it, people gonna be like, here you go again. Like for example, I think right now the masses want to shit on something he got going on. I don't think he should come with a solo song. I think he should do a couple features. I think he should do a couple features leading up to him dropping that song. You gotta get people back on his side, forgetting about the beef. Now, unfortunately, I know Kendrick's like, you run to Atlanta and all that shit, whatever. I don't care where the hot song is coming from. Like I normally do, he got a good ear for music. Go link with this artist, kill a remix.
But stop right there. I don't think Drake should stop moving around these people he moved with in Atlanta, because then it's gonna look like what Kendrick was saying was the truth. You letting them control the narrative. If he goes to a whole nother whatever and don't fuck with none of them people in Atlanta that he usually fucks with, it's gonna look crazy.
Nah, I agree with you. And by the way, you know, so he dropped the Sexy Red record. Like, yeah, that's the record with Sexy Red, but he also dropped the record. He dropped two records with the Camila Cabello girl. Now, here's the thing where I think people are waiting to hear from Drake. Like, he try to do the Jamaican stuff. I always like when he do the little Drizzy Marley shit. I like it. But people want to see him talk shit again. Like, how does shit talking from Drake look and sound afterwards? And I think that's what that's the record. If he come back, you remember on 0 to 100, that nigga was just popping shit. That shit just felt like a nigga. If he, I don't know how he does that without people like, you know what I mean, just being like, nigga, you can't talk like that. Remember what just happened. However, that's what people are waiting for. That's going to define the trajectory of how, you know what I mean, his probably next 18 months is. He's always going to be good. But it's about like, you know, a lot of rappers or artists, they'll do different type of records. He does R&B records. He does pop records. But Drake loves them records where he's talking shit. And when you come off a situation where now it's popular to kind of clown you, sometimes it's hard to talk shit. So I'm waiting for that record. I think you should leave Kendrick alone a little bit. He gonna sub him later. You know what I mean? Like Drake be forever. He petty as fuck. But right now, you just need that record where you talking shit. I'm still the best. I'm still the biggest. You know what I mean? And it got to be a smash. It got to be a smash. And also, he got to get back up in them clubs. He got to get back up in them clubs. You know what I mean? Like, fuck all that shit Kendrick was talking about with Colonizer. Like, I ain't gonna lie. That nigga masterfully created a narrative that really had people thinking about Drake differently, even though
that's a fact, bro.
Years. We know Drake for 15 years, and niggas is now thinking about, which I'm like, I didn't think that was possible, but he did a good job with that. But 2 months, wait 2 months, hop on a couple features. We know the features we want. Like maybe him with Lil Baby or something like that. You know, obviously him and Future don't get along. Shit. I wish him and 21 would drop some shit.
My boy DJ Head, he seems to think that everybody just hates on the West Coast. This is why whenever we do something that should be rated 100, they give us a 30. What you feel about that act?
Nah, man. Nobody hates on the West. Yo, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm saying though, bro, if this would have been the other way around, this shit'd be like some other shit. It is kind of like, you know, the only people celebrating is the West Coast.
Nah, there's a lot of people from a lot of cities that's just happy that they're happy that Drake is losing. You know what I mean? It's like the Floyd Mayweather effect. So like if a nigga been winning for too long, you want him to kind of lose. I'll say this about the West Coast though. The West Coast do be like, you know, first of all, I do think the West Coast, I mean, there's not an East Coast unity. Like niggas be jacking New York, Philly, I mean, shit. Even niggas from Connecticut ain't gonna even try to jack like they're from New York. Like people jack their individual cities or like precincts or whatever. Like a nigga would be from Compton, Long Beach, and collectively it's West Coast. You get what I'm saying? It's different over here. We don't kind of look at it like that, and I think
You've been
that's kind of
feeding
the
me too
strength
much.
of the West, but also it hurts the West because I think a lot of artists in the West. That's why I'm like. I look at the West and I'm like, every time I'm ever going to Cali, I hear some artists and I'm like, who the hell listens to this person? And then I realize this person's super popping on the West. But a lot of things in the West only stay in the West. I think because of that mentality, like somebody, like if you from New York, like obviously you want to get the city if you're popping in Brooklyn, but automatically after that you start thinking about I want to be able to go to Atlanta with this. I want to be able to go to Miami with this. I think a lot of shit that's West Coast that stays West Coast, which I think kind of hurts the overall product because, like, and you probably got mad West Coast people here. I ain't even trying to offend y'all. Like,
Nah, they're
people,
everywhere. You got everything in here. New
yo,
York, every motherfucking thing.
people really looking at this to be like, yo, even when the pop out show, they're like, the majority of hip hop fans is like, who the hell is half of these niggas? Before we get to Mustard Set, you know
That's
what I mean?
real.
And
No, that's real. But
and
you
again,
know why?
Yeah.
I think it always, for some reason, for the last decade and a half or better, right? We watch YG do it. We see Mozzie attempting to do it. The West Coast underground artists have to cross over through the South before the East Coast even recognize them. YG, until that nigga went over there with Jeezy and that my nigga shit, all that shit dropped, YG was wet. We knew who he was over here, but nobody knew where he was elsewhere. It's the last artist that went west, east, back west was Game. Everybody else seemed to tap in with the South. G-Eazy, Lil Wayne, G-Eazy's Bay Area. That was a Lil Wayne. That's South, right? YG was South, right? Game went west, east, and then back west,
What about
right?
Roddy? Like I ain't gonna lie, Roddy was getting hella
Roddy
play
went
out here.
south. Roddy went down there with Thug. Thug was gonna speak on it, but he ended up caught up. If you pay attention to Roddy's sound pre-Thug versus when he went down there to Atlanta with Thug for them 2-3 weeks, he came back with some Thug in his harmony. Thug even told me, he said, yo, Wack, the nigga took one of my whole joints. I ain't gonna say nothing and just reconfigured it, but that's my shit. The nigga stole my sauce. So even Roddy, could think it. Roddy was the Nipsey little thing, and then, he was running around here because that's the Blueface era, right? And he went, south, got that and came back. Me personally, Blueface kicked off on the west, and it went, and I crossed him over.